Hey guys, Reef Noob here, and today I'm going to give you a quick update on what's going on with my tank. And just like the link in the description of the video said, I almost lost the tank. Pretty much everything, all the inhabitants in the tank. I was so fortunate. The reason for that you haven't seen anything from me, guys, is because I was getting set up for a trip, and with that trip, the week before was a little chaotic, getting the house set up, getting just pretty much the whole, getting everybody together, and the actual trip itself, which was 6 days. I went down to Cape Coral, Florida. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, there will be a description link here below on my Instagram page. And I had a chance to actually visit one of the local coral shops in there. It's called Seven Seas Aquatics. Very nice little place. Check them out. Definitely check out their Instagram page, which is sort of with my Instagram, if you see it. But anyways, so I had someone take care of my tank. With most people who goes away on long trips, and if you have, I could have had set up this system for automatic fish feeder, and maybe put the protein skimmer on a lower setting, or opening it up so where it basically wouldn't skim as much, or even turn it off, and just have my refugium just basically take control of the system itself. And I could have just done that, let the tank alone, and be on my way. But I really didn't feel confident that, and I didn't want to buy a automatic fish feeder because the settings, I felt I needed more time, and they throw a lot of food in it, and I didn't want to have an increase in nutrients and everything just be out of control. So I had somebody come in and take over. It was a young kid, and I just told him to just feed the fish, look at the protein skimmer, kind of give a good look around everything, make sure everything is good. I should have taught him more about maybe the water levels of the tank, what things should be running, and so forth. But what happened was, since everything is on a Wi-Fi power strip adapter, so I have my return pump, my protein skimmer, and my reactor pump, because those are the things I commonly turn off. So I want to use them with voice command, and basically have them turn off and on when I actually do maintenance on the system, rather than go to the actual outlet, unplug it, plug it back in, and so forth. There was really, that's kind of like an easier step on how to use it. So with that, there was a power loss sometime during the storm, and he gave me a call Monday. I left on a Friday, gave me a call Monday, say, hey, the protein skimmer was over skimming. When he turned it back on, he didn't know what was going on, and he was, wanted to make sure if there's anything that he could do. I thought maybe he hit the controller or the nozzle for it, or anything. There's a million things that could have caused the over skimming. So with that, I just said leave it off, forget about it. It's not that much big of a deal. The tank's not going to crash completely without the protein skimmer running for a couple days. So with that, I came. He left. He went on his way. Came back Wednesday. He said fish are doing fine, which meant to say that all the fish that he saw initially, I guess the two clownfish, my royal grandma, and the cardinal fish were there. I also have a blingy that hides out in the rocks. He said everything looks good. The tank's doing fine. Well, he did notice that since I lost the return pump, the water level obviously dropped to here. I should have taught him more about that and what systems should be running. But I didn't. It's my fault. Learning experience. Everyone out there, if you actually have any type of voice command systems or Bluetooth controller, controlling some of your systems that are not Wi-Fi enabled, because the system itself, since I didn't have them on a timer, which I think I might do just to ensure that the systems come back on, just have them turn off and on like a minute apart from each other. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I can try it out and let you guys see how it goes. But since those three items stayed off, I didn't have any flow anymore, or filtration. The tank stayed itself. Lucky enough that my Bluetooth controller, the only problem I had, I think, was since I took my tablet, which has my current USA Bluetooth adapter on it, or app, and it's not Wi-Fi enabled, so I really couldn't control it from anywhere else, that the system probably went to its default setting. Now, I don't know if the lights came back on or what, or it might have not known what time of the day it was, since it didn't have the app to connect to. So my return, at least my power heads were going. So the tank water level came down. I came back over here, was down about here. The power heads were going, so there was movement in the water that I did see. But what happened was when I stepped in here on Thursday, I was freaked out. Okay, I'm like, what the heck's, oh my God. I was like, the lights are all the way bright on. The water level was here. My power heads were going. This was kind of the only water flow that they had. So at least that was going on. But I didn't have the return pump. I didn't have my heaters because the heaters are in the sump. I didn't have since my return pump wasn't going, the tank itself wasn't heat. Now, I am so lucky that it's not the dead of winter, but the tank itself, I looked at the temperature, and it actually was at 70 degrees. So I think maybe that's the kind of the lowest level, but the corals are all closed up. My torch coral tentacles were actually all retracted. So it was just kind of like just not even flowing, just sitting there. But my hammer corals, my little 3 guys, were actually just like all sucked in. So I thought I lost those. But lucky enough, all the fish are still there. I did have this kind of skim on the water. That was, I mean, that just might have been from the natural, like, nitrification bubbles coming out from the rock and the sand. And just kind of left a film, like a dirty film. And it was like thick, so I had to scrape that off. But I just kind of did my return pumps. I automatically, said, "Hey Alexa, turn on my return pumps." And she did that automatically, and everything came back on. And that's when I knew that, oh my God, that the Wi-Fi, there was a power outage, and the Wi-Fi, since when it came back on, it left everything in the off position. So with that, that's a learning experience. So anybody else there that you have a Wi-Fi adapter or Wi-Fi controller or any type of thing that when you lose power, it's going to go into the off position. So with that, guys, I thought I lost everything. But to my surprise, everything did survive. I probably maybe lost some of the beneficial bacteria on my sump, but when I kind of did a really good inspection, I had a couple pods still growing in there. My chaetal algae actually started growing in my sump when I was away. So everything looks good. I probably may have lost some of the nutrifying bacteria in my marine pure blocks in the sump since there wasn't any flow going on. The heater in the small area that it's in, it just heated that area and probably turned off because it maintained the heat in that small little area of the sump. But everything else came out well. Kicked it back on, removed the skim from the surface. I had everything flowing again, and everything looks good. I didn't lose anything. I have all my fish still there. I have my coral started coming alive after I dosed up the system again. I still have my red blood shrimp, my emerald crab still going, and my urchin is still doing its thing. So everything survived. So I got really fortunate with this, guys. So there you go. Everything looks good. It kind of like it maybe took a step back, maybe with some of the algae. I'm still battling a little bit of the green hair algae. I do see a decrease in it in the tank versus before. I don't see it really growing thick. It's not as thick as like that dark green. It's more of a lighter green now, so it might be dying off since a lot of the nutrients is being absorbed into the refugium now, which is good. So with that, guys, there you go. I survived almost a disaster. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys have had similar experience. I'd like to hear them in the comments below. I am going to be running the contest on hitting those 100 subscribers. Thanks a lot for helping me reach that goal because now I actually have my own little YouTube description. So basically, rather than saying YouTube/XYZ21555 and so forth, it actually to actually find my channel now, it actually just basically says YouTube/Reef Noob, and boom, there's my channel. So thanks a lot. I really wanted to hit that goal. I'll probably set my next goal probably at when I guess the max would be 1,000 subscribers, and that maybe I'll probably do a larger gift card. So I will be doing that $25 gift card to Bulk Reef Supply. So keep it out for that. That'll probably be the next video that I'm gonna shoot here next. And so there you go, guys. like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos in my channel, and you will keep an eye out for that contest. So I will talk to you guys later.